It is decision day in America. After countless hours of campaigning and candidates fighting to win over voters, it is now time for you to decide. The first polls closing in less than an hour from now, and what happens tonight could send shockwaves across the country. Washington and the rest of the states are not going to be the same after tonight. Democrats are bracing for the worst-case scenario, a red tsunami wiping out their delicate grip on the House and the Senate. Republicans very confident as America gets ready to start counting.
We're going to have a red wave all across this country, and you all are going to make it happen.
This red wave that found its headwaters here in the Commonwealth of Virginia sweep across the Commonwealth again.
I want you to watch Nancy Pelosi hand me that gavel.
Pennsylvania is sending a very clear message to Washington. We want less radicalism and more balance.
We know where inflation came from. It came from Joe Biden's White House.
You listen to our president say that, the biggest threat to democracy is voting for a Republican. No, the biggest threat to democracy is keep him in the White House.
And I'm talking about win, not just win an election, but win big. Win one of those wins that are so big that it sends a very clear message that we are not going to let anyone destroy our state, and we're not going to let anyone destroy our country.
President Biden putting on his best face while admitting that his party could be in for a pretty rough night.
How do you feel about tomorrow, sir? Well, I'm optimistic, but I'm always optimistic.
The Democrats win the House?
I think it's going to be tough, but I think we can. I think we'll win the Senate. I think the House is tougher.
Democrats will have to do some soul searching if they lose big. Washington Post columnist says that Democrats are drowning in denial as they appear to be heading toward painful losses. For nearly 2 years, Democratic leadership has often pushed aside politically inconvenient developments rather than facing them head on. They have often told themselves stories they want to believe instead of stories that are true and that might motivate them to change their messaging or policy direction. And one of the candidates on the Democratic side, Tim Ryan of Ohio, he was on a show on another network, and this is how he thinks it's going to go. Watch this.
Tim Ryan with his closing argument on tonight's Last Word. Thank you very much.
We're going to bring it home, Lawrence.
Gotcha.
We're going to bring it home.
Harold, bring it home on election night for us.
That's such a Harold Ford move.
Look, Tim Ryan, I think, is the most talented candidate the Democrats put forward for the Senate this year, and I wish him the best tonight. But we've said it well. Whatever happens tonight, Democrats are going to have to have a rendezvous with reality around a number of issues. I think Republicans, regardless of what happens tonight, I hope they shift more towards problem solving. I was encouraged to hear Leader McCarthy, the minority leader in the House, begin to say that, look, we're going to support Ukraine. We're not going to be as intoxicated with investigating. We realize that energy, the border, these are issues that Americans want to address, and we're going to do that. But let's wait and see what happens tonight. I think the president's right. This is going to be a tough night in the House. I've said for a while I've agreed with the conventional thinking on your show, Brian, and on this show that Democrats are going to have a tough time. In the Senate, this is still a jump ball. The polling is still very tight. I'm going to be as surprised as anyone to see what the results are this evening. But one thing is for certain, I will accept the results, and I will encourage my party to work with whichever party's in the majority and encourage this White House to do the same.
So I think Harold does not believe democracy will die tonight, Judge, which is a good thing. That's good news.
Democracy lives.
So let's vote ever.
Well, you know what? Your president thinks so if the Democrats don't win. But, I kind of liken this to a trial.
Okay.
And the jury is the American people, the electorate. And the candidates get to make their case with evidence. So the question is that what evidence did they put forward that made sense, that resonated, that made, that really was relevant to your life? And then you have the closing arguments. The closing arguments of Joe Biden. I mean, they made no sense. The truth is that the Democrats did not connect with the American people on the issue of safety, crime, immigration, education, inflation, the economy. And so I think the dissonance and the misalignment is going to be loud, and it's going to be across the country. And I think that after Americans deliberate and after they vote, that verdict is going to be one that's going to be very painful for the Democrats. But at least we've got an opportunity to change the course midterm.
Jesse, the president says he's an optimist, that he's optimistic, but if you listen to the tone, I think he sounded also a little bit tired. It's been a long campaign.
He sounded tired his whole career. My mom thinks there's going to be a red wave. That's how big it's going to be. Usually, if you're in power, you're bracing for the midterms, but you have something to run on, something to plant your flag and say, this is what we did. I still don't know what that is for the Democrats. They don't talk about COVID. They don't talk about infrastructure. They never built anything. They don't talk about the economy. They didn't do anything with the economy. So Republicans have such a big advantage. They have a smorgasbord of issues to run on, if that's a real word. You can pick and choose. Tudor Dixon's running on schools in Michigan. Blake Masters is running on the border in Arizona. And here in New York, Zeldin's running on crime. And all these issues cut across race, gender, age lines. So Republicans have a huge opportunity to gain a whole new subsection of voters and then capitalize on this perfect storm of issues that affect everybody. Now, the key for Republicans, though, is once they win, which they will, to lock in these gains and not waste it and do nothing and blow it and then just like have these same voters be up for grabs next cycle.
Two things. One, smorgasbord, you pronounced that very well.
I did.
I thought it was impressive. And the second thing is a lot of the candidates that, on both sides really, but the recruitment on the Republican side is really impressive. A lot of them are younger. So if they win tonight, they got a long career ahead of them. If they don't, they might choose to run again. This is also the first election, Brian, since COVID, and people will have a chance to have their say.
And we're dialing back some of the things that we did during COVID to make it easier, where the unrequested ballots just show up at your door. The drop box on every corner have stopped, and we're seeing how that works out. A couple of things. I noticed that Dr. Oz is talking like a moderate. Let's have balance. I also noticed that Lee Zeldin's talking about balance today. They're smart, like Youngkin did at the end. He knew, I'm running as conservative, but the people that have to vote for me are independents, and people have to feel comfortable with me that are Democrats. So I think that's really smart. The other thing that I think is important, you said Tim Ryan's very talented. When Tim Ryan first came in, he talked like Kristen Sinema. He's a deeper voice and taller, but he would talk like Kristen Sinema, like he's looking to make deals. I'm a moderate from. He took on Nancy Pelosi, but he totally switched. He never voted away from the party. He didn't do what Sinema and Manchin did. Now he wants Ohioans to accept him as a Republican that kind of likes Trump. And that's what I'm saying is, Harold, is like he had an opportunity. He's talented, but he chose not to be standing up for his rights. If there are people like you on the Democratic Party, and like he claims to be, this is their opportunity. If the blue states get smashed,
Brian,
if they get smashed, it would free them up to act like more like Americans.
He's the only Democrat running for the U.S. Senate who has openly said he wishes that Joe Biden does not run in 2024 and that he won't support him. I hear you, but you got to give credit where credit is due.
Well,
he's the best.
Well, once in a while, if he stood up and said, this whole infrastructure thing doesn't make sense, or the mini Build Back Better, the Inflation Reduction Act, I can't sign off on that. Then I would say he had something to run on.
He watches Fox and Friends. Give him a little credit there.
Well, he can't help it. There's no other choice. I mean, have you flipped around in the morning, Harold?
There is no choice. I think he drinks and watches Fox and Friends.
Right. A light beer. He thinks he's Billy Martin.
That's what I do in the makeup room as I get ready for newsroom.
You just have a beer?
Back, getting ready to watch it.
You have never thrown a few back. Ever.
Watch me. All right, we are just getting started here on the 5 as we count down to the first polls closing. Make sure you stay with Fox News all night. Democracy 2022 special coverage. It starts right at 6 p.m. Eastern, and we'll have all the results, expert analysis, and much more. It starts right after the 5.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.